Hi and welcome back. I'm Carly from Soundsight Studios, and I'm here at Crew on South Congress in Austin, Texas. You get to watch all the fun unfold with me. So let's dive in. When's the last time you had a reading?
I've just been doing myself, so yeah, not for a while since the last time I was probably in class. Yeah, myself readings like daily, just a card pull.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad that we get to go a little bit bigger
Yes.
for you. Okay, Chelsea, you can cut the deck in two. All right, so we're going to look at a lesson that you've learned last year and how you're starting off this new year, what you can leave behind and embrace as you move forward. And then lastly, let's look at a part of yourself to really allow to blossom this year.
Awesome.
All right, are you ready to rock and roll?
I am.
You can turn over this left card, a lesson that you've learned. The Four of Pentacles is what I affectionately call the Bernie Sanders card because the character is very protective over his resources and trying to use them well. So this might be, a lesson about learning the value of your resources, your time, your energy, your money, and knowing how you want to protect that. I think the last time we did a reading together, we talked about you giving a lot at work. How's that going?
I think that's going better. Yeah, and trying to set my own boundaries in general, or recognize burnout. But easier said than done. But at least starting.
And maybe this is kind of in reference to your new understanding and appreciation that those resources are limited. And so if you don't set down a boundary there, then nobody will stop until you tell them to stop taking those resources. So maybe this last year was the year of becoming aware of it. Maybe this year is the year of putting your foot down.
Yes.
But every time we bring up this topic, you laugh. So
putting my actual foot down, yes. It's like a hard balance between, like a sword, you know what I mean? I can be very gentle, but if you actually want me to be biting, it's a little too biting. So it's balancing, yeah.
There's no middle ground for you. It's either you're really intense
I can't
or you're
unleash it right now. Or whatever. It's just that came out and it was harsh and it hurt your feelings. And then I feel bad about it. But that's also their problem. There's lots of things you could go into about that. But
yeah, definitely.
How other people feel about what you say is not always your problem. But
Correct. Well, at least we know what's important to you. At least you know what's important to you this year, so that if you do need to fight for it, you know what you're fighting for and you know the true value of it.
Yes.
Okay, let's check out how you're starting off this year.
What? Similar to what I love to do.
The Eight of Pentacles is the classic card of the apprentice, or somebody that really learns through experience. They learn by hammering away at things, working on things over time. They also have a tendency to overwork and give a little too much, do a little too much. And so it might be important that you are putting that energy into the right places and make sure that you're either being compensated for the effort you're putting in, or that you're putting this energy towards hobbies and things in your personal life that are able to then give you back energy and develop skills that are important to you elsewhere. So that we're not having you get overworked and underpaid.
Yes.
Okay, well, I love the energy that you're starting off with this year. It sounds like you're ready to get some things done. What to leave behind? The Three of Pentacles is a card about having recognition and reward for the work that you've done. And in this case, it almost makes me think that we want validation to be internal and not external.
Yeah.
To make sure
I'm
that
I don't listen to those fools anymore.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, that card's speaking to me, but yeah, that's what it came up.
I love that you can, divorce yourself from the expectations of others, the praise of others, because praise doesn't pay the bills.
No.
You know what you're good at, you know what you like to do, you know what you're good at doing. And so it's really time to leave, in a way, almost people-pleasing to the side, but it's in more of a corporate sense because this is more about being valued for your skills. They need to be paying for that, but also just you need to be putting the line down with how much you want to give.
Right.
Let's look at what to embrace in this next year. our King of Cups, finally. Because these are all Pentacle cards, it puts us in a space of thinking about work and finance and the things you're creating of value in the world. With the King of Cups, I feel like this is a switch to a different realm where we're talking about how you're doing as a person, how you're connecting to other people. Cups represent the heart and your emotions flowing, and this could be a time for you to really learn how you want to manage your emotions and learn when to go with the flow, learn when to direct your emotional energy, and when to sort of control yourself too. How's your social life doing right now?
I think pretty good. It's like, I probably enjoy more like close interactions, and it's easy in the holidays to be like, oh, it's a big old party. And like every time we go to a party or just like anything where it's like a bunch of people, I'm just like, yeah, I talk to people, but not like a real connection, you know, like it didn't get down to like the next level either because kids are around or like just socializing. And so trying to figure out, yeah, like how I want to, have friendships, but also like keep in touch with people, even if maybe they can't provide that all the time, or you know.
And it sounds like you're craving deeper connections, more meaningful ones.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to set as a goal this year because I think you know enough about yourself that you know how to meet your own emotional needs. And so you want to be around other people that are similar, where they're able to take care of themselves. So when you get together, you can actually connect and have great conversations about how you're feeling and what's going on. People aren't in crisis mode. They're able to manage what's happening. And then speak intelligently about that inner world. You're a very empathic person. And I can see you probably appreciate being around other people who are as sensitive and tuned in.
Yeah. Sometimes when they ask like tough questions,
Sometimes when they
ask tough questions, you're like, it's like they're empathic too. So like, I was just like, I'm just here to like figure you out. Like, not me.
I don't know. It might be a two-way street with the right friends. All right. So then let's look at what part of you can you really allow to blossom in this upcoming year. More cups. So the Three of Cups is a card about being being with friends in a smaller group, but with the intention of community building, the intention of building relationships where you're feeling supported by one another, almost like you're interwoven. So that you can support each other and take turns within one conversation, offering that support and that care, but also celebrating the abundance in your life and the friendships that you have. And so I would say this year, it's time to lean into your social life a lot more. Increase the quality of people that you're spending time around, where they need to be self-aware and tuned into their own emotions, and have spent time actively working on understanding who they are and what has created them, what influences have impacted them. And people who value great friends and want to invest in creating those memories and those pleasant times. Right?
Yeah, awesome. That sounds really good. We have like a friend trip to France. Like I'm turning 40 this year and other friends, so it's like we're all like going to France and they'll be like, we're here finally together. Like, I don't know how many people, 20 or something or more. So yeah, it's just like it's funny that these are out because I was like, oh, that's what I'm like looking forward to. I guess I'm like working towards that too. It's like, cool, we're going to like save until then, or we're saying no to like certain trips or whatever it is, like things that are coming up. So yeah, this is funny. But the emotional intelligence thing is funny because I ever think about like my best friend, or I've known her for like since we were in high school. So like I met her the first day of high school, but she just hasn't quite like grown as a person. She's almost like the same person she was, and so like I get a lot of that like emotional stuff from some of our like other friends in the group, or like they're talking about going to like life coaches or therapy, like how do they figure out like the next step of their life, and she's kind of like in a delusional world, which is like nice to like good for you. It's like no judgment there, but you're like the growth will be found elsewhere. It's like the cards are telling me so.
I do think that we meet. Like there are certain people that sort of meet us where we are in the moment, and so not everyone's journey is going to move the same direction or at the same speed.
Yeah.
And I love that you can still appreciate somebody for where they are and be their friend at the way they need you there, but then open yourself up to people that are at the level you need, and that you've worked yourself towards. So it's impressive that you have that much awareness to maintain that much of a spectrum of friendship, because I think a lot of people end relationships because they feel like they're at different places. Not everyone is sensitive enough to understand how to show up differently for a friend who's in a different place.
Yeah, of course. Or like my husband, like I think this one kind of like speaks to that. Like I'm trying to like manage like how my emotions show up in places. So it's like if you're a people pleaser, it's easy to like hide them. But now it's like, okay, they're out, and like, they're very big sometimes. Or like, I react in a way that like I didn't really like, but was still maybe fair in the like what it's like not that I wasn't justified, just like how do I manage my feelings like in a way that's like gets through life in a way I want to get through life. Like so not to people please, but yeah, that makes myself proud, I guess, is kind of what it comes down to. So
yeah. Have you had a lot of conversations with him about how to adjust that? If that's something that you've been working on?
I think like just like trying to get to the talking or conversing more before like emotions get like high. But yeah, we're definitely like getting to that level, and then it's my own personal work too. It's like maybe he has his own thing, and I'm like, cool. Why do I immediately react, or like kind of that internal justification that you give yourself to be like, I yelled, but it doesn't matter. Like, and it's not really yelling. It's more just like me talking loudly, but it's just like a burst. And like, how do I like let the burst like be more like a flame? That's like, hi, I had a feeling. Here's what it was, and like, how do I need to have support? But if you're just like, this hurts, and like you don't tell anybody how to support you, you're just like kind of, you don't know how to help yourself either. So
Yeah. Are you working with a therapist on that, or is that something you're experimenting with on your own?
Probably just my own, but yeah, I think I'm like, I could use a therapist, but I'm always just like a little bit, what would they uncover? I don't know about. But I think I know, I think I do know myself, so then it's just taking the time, like that, like self-care stuff, right? Like it's easier for me to spend the time and other things like a massage or doing this or whatever, but like an hour with somebody, I'm like, oh.
I know, it can be a little bit daunting until you find the right person.
Exactly.
And then that hour with somebody is like a treasure hunt together.
Yeah.
Or maybe more of like a mine hunt.
Yeah, and both of you together, yeah. And somebody recognizing like your patterns, so yeah. Like I can provide that to other people, like probably, if I found the right therapist, but I need to put the work in, so.
I have a great recommendation if you need one ever.
Yeah. I'll text you.
Okay. And with our King of Cups, I think it's a reminder. I mean, it kind of makes me think of a metaphor of having a fire hose of emotions, where sometimes it can get turned on full blast, and it sounds like you're trying to let things come out more smoothly, more manageably. So one piece of advice that a teacher once gave me is that if you can just increase the time from the catalyst to the reaction, that moment in between can be the difference between having a full-on fire hose moment when everything's coming out at once and things being able to come out at a slower pace. So see if you can
just
pause
like breathe,
there.
Just like keep your mouth shut. Yeah, there's so many times in my head that I'm like, don't say anything. So I cannot not say, whether it's at work or like in my relationships, you're like, you're supposed to be listening, and I cannot. I'm just so yes, I definitely will listen to this. Yes, thank you for the advice, King of Cups.
Do you have any other questions about your cards?
No, I think it's funny that the Pentacles I think show up like first, or they're very common in my like card pooling. But yeah, I'm happy to see this one. Yeah, it's like not one I see often, so it's nice to see that it's something I could grow into.
I think it's remarkable that there is such a divide between last year's theme and these cards about pentacles and things that are very much based around value and your skill set and what you're putting into the world, moving into more of an emotional space of you feeling happy and content and emotionally well. It's just a striking difference in priorities if you want it to occur. And I think that if you take all of this work ethic from the Eight of Pentacles and you put that towards your personal life, you can have this sense of management and comfort as you ride the ups and downs of emotions and navigate all those relationships with friends that are so fruitful and supportive. And so hopefully that can be some motivation to take a little bit of your energy away from everything going on at work and then invest in your personal life, or in, if you want to spend time with a therapist, or if you want to spend more time alone, just to recenter yourself if you've had a day that threw you off your center. I hope this can justify that type of a reprioritization.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Okay, embrace your heart, because I think that's going to be a more important metric this year than just money alone, right? Or praise from other people. We want to know, are you feeling well? Are you feeling social? Are you feeling connected? Are you feeling centered and grounded emotionally? And those are the signals that will lead to the most well-being and maybe the most progress this year. That would be my guess. So, love that. Yeah.
It's something I can definitely do. It's like, wasn't like it told me to do something impossible out there.
I think you're already on this path. I hope it's affirming.
Yes, of course.
Amazing. Well, thank you for reading with me.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Good to see you today.